you and I really talked about it in London. Just watching these guys is so calculated. They do not make a lot of mistakes. They're always together. Their teamwork's on point. And yeah, he was just sort of venting that obviously scrimming against them is great, but it's difficult because they will punish you.
Seems like it's a different level for them right now with how strong they've been between London and now back into the Pro League, and it's a good start. They got 4 down off the opening break. They've got control of the hard point now as Slasher and Priest will get the final kills. We'll stick on Priest's POV as he's starting to push top overpass. Easy one-on-one pickings for him. He's got more in the back. Can't take down 2 before he drops. Just trying to battle for the back spawns for next.
Yeah, I mean, right now they're just going to eat this time up. Like, Heretics is almost trying to set up for the next hill already. Like, look at where they are. I think they are. They're giving it up already. You have 2 players in Broken towards that top street. Sukri was able to find those 2 kills. Octane, the second player, getting that time. So that's going to stop about 10 seconds. But this could have very easily been 45-50 to 2. Just how early Heretics rotated, and it has to pay on off. We'll see if they'll be able to lock this down. They have a very solid setup, but they have to find these first wave of kills.
They're trying to hunt out Lucky in the back. He's able to pick up one. The trade should be there. Priest able to do it as he flies on by. Octane still trying to, I believe, win his one-on-one on the other side. Slasher connects with a stick into post, and now comes the collapse. Who was that was just barely able to avoid disaster as he slid away into post? And so far, they've won a battle on both fronts. They went it towards the back office. They're able to control the back spawns as well. And now Sukri getting very close to streaks as he's 85 off.
And this is exactly what they wanted to do. I mean, they did this early rotation for what we're seeing right now, the payoff, all the points here on the way of Heretics. They take the lead, but here comes the final push from 100 Thieves. But look at the bottom side of the map. They're also trying to set up that rotation to next. That's going to be Enable and Kenny on that area of the map, but they fight the final 10 seconds. But Heretics will have the advantage. They will be rotated a little bit early. And Journey with a big kill on Priest working that pinch. So Heretics, now it's their turn to set up inside Dojo.
Well, yeah, now you're going to wonder if 100 Thieves should have just given up and maybe rotated instead of battling for those last 10 or 15 seconds. As they don't have control early yet again, but a chance to burst on through. Journey, Metal, Sukri all combined to drop 4 of 100 Thieves, and that'll back up Octane for now as he waits for the spawn to come in. I thought he was going to back it up, but he gets caught. Methods is sick, able to push him out. And so far, so good for Heretics. This is back-to-back hard points in which they have early control, and they've done a great job just in the transition gunfights. They're coming out on top. They've won it like a kind of 4-on-1 split each time.
And again, sort of that decision that 100 Thieves made, not only do they lose rotation to Dojo, but they may lose rotation to next, because what happens is the spawn's flipped, right? From that second hill. This is a decision just a hill ago where Heretics, you know, they rotate, 100 Thieves does it, and now this might be 3 hills in a row for Heretics. 100 Thieves, they have 3 players pushing this street, but Journey's already set up, almost able to snap, but the stun comes through. Has the help of Lucky, but that's what I'm saying. These little decisions that date back 2 hills ago affecting it right now.
But this is kind of a big part in the game, because we've seen teams play 100 Thieves tough early.
Yep.
Then they start to click and they come alive. Like I remember we were casting, I think it was on Tuesday, where it was like a 100-100 type point game, and then they completely start to evolve over the course of the map 1. Can they keep it going? Journey and the guys starting to get loud. Journey is 12-8. Methods will have his trade there as well. But yeah, this is back-to-back hard points, which has been calm, cool, collected, controlled for Heretics.
It's been 3 in a row.
Yeah, this is very, very nice from Heretics. And it's funny, you see this looking so good, you're wondering where is the struggle been in these respawns?
Yeah, I mean, they played a little bit better.
Metals again to the 3-piece.
I mean, you know, the desk sort of said they have to win 2 searches, they have to win a respawn, but we know this Heretics team has the individual talent, you know, to at least take 1. They should be able to do so. But now you have that 80-point lead. You have to be able to hold it down, put this game away, because, well, we saw yesterday they weren't able to put this series away. In 100 Thieves, they had a great comeback against Envy on that Arsenal. So, I mean, 100 Thieves, they've been in this position before.
We'll see if they can start to rally, or if Heretics will keep bringing the pressure. 4 almost go down. Priest not able to quite finish the gunfight, but it's enough damage done for his team to get set up. There's a number 9 flanking all the way around, maybe trying to influence spawns early. SP Metals is trying to get spawns and try to get a pinch here, but Kenny ready and waiting. Nice positioning and just able to finish the kill. This is exactly what 100 Thieves need, a solid hardpoint, but this is where all their time has come from. I mean, they got, what, 35 or so seconds the first time through. They're going to get somewhere in that realm, maybe 40 to 50 from it, but that's going to count for almost 90% of their points, just the opening hardpoint in both rotations.
But you can already see Heretics already setting up for that hill number 2. You see Lucky starting to rotate on over. You have Sukri towards that top Broken. right? They did the same thing last time where they very early on rotated to this hill, giving up the rest of this scrap time. It's not as clean as a setup. There is some position right now for 100 Thieves, but now it looks exactly the same. This is where Heretics was able to lock down this hill and put 100 Thieves in a very tough position on those rotations.
And this is the same way 100 Thieves tried to break it last time. They sent 4 through the back, and Octane was kind of lone man trying to fight their office. But this time you maybe get some streaks to use. Priest is going to have the lightning strike. He has his grab slam ready to go as well. But the War Machine comes in from Metals. He's able to combo onto 2. And for the opening 20 or so seconds, they have been flawless. But now comes the tide that is 100 Thieves.
Yeah, 100 Thieves gonna get on there. Priest, he does have the slam, doesn't use it here, but that pinch that we talked about from 100 Thieves now being set up by Heretics. Kenny, the last player there alongside Octane, but they win the gunfights that they need to, and now you're in a position on this rotation. Priesta, he has the grab slam. Is he gonna use it here? No, doesn't know that there's 2 there, but the War Machine will come out from Slasher. He's able to connect with 2, but now it's a one-on-one 4 rotation. Kenny versus Journey, and well, Kenny has to go because the reinforcements are here. The numbers are here for Heretics, and somehow Kenny's able to stay alive.
That's a huge one-on-one. Yeah, the 3 players from Heretics get there about a second and a half before it does on the other side from 100 Thieves. Priesta with 1 team kill, looking to heal the slide, just not enough to stay up, and Octane can't connect with the Tempest either.
That's 3 specialists down, right? I mean, you used the War Machine there, the Tempest there, the Grav Slam there. A lot invested for 100 Thieves on that hill, and they don't even come out on top. Now it's the Tempest of Lucky. Well, if they find these 30 seconds, they'll have that 80-point lead, still able to connect on one that should have chained, but it doesn't matter. The attack mash comes through, able to get on that hill.
A solid break, and now a solid hold from 100 Thieves who are trying to bring this back, but you still have a 40-point advantage if you're Heretics. Can they hold on to it? Because when we get back to top middle in just a couple of hard points, you have those added streaks to use if you're Priesta. So they've already been dominant there without the streaks. That makes you think they can throw more at this, even towards the tail end of it. Don't have to worry about the opening setup. They can throw streaks at it to get in. So this is a big chance for maybe a lead swing here if 100 Thieves can retain control early.
And I mean, if they can keep it, you know you can fight the scrap time here. You know, and use it for the next hill, because that's where those streaks are best on this map, is that middle hill. Heretics fighting the back. They sent 3 through there. They're going to get the spawns, but right now it's hill control to 100 Thieves. They have all the positioning needed inside this broken house, and Ice Cream is Priest and Kenny going to find the kills, and Abel's going to push out the back. Now you have a bit of a split spawn for Heretics where they're so far away from this hill, and I think that lead change might come in.
This will be the first lead since what? The first hard point really for 100 Thieves. They've stacked the back, just making sure they can secure the tail end of the time, then they'll use the streaks to go ahead and get into next. Because you can see the spawn coming in overpass for Heretics. They're going to have a big stack mid-map.
Right now you're just waiting. If you're Priesta, you're waiting for Heretics to get set up. You want them in that hill. You don't want them to get away. And Enable, he's watching hole in the wall.
Slide.
They're able to find those 2 kills, so that's going to be everybody dead for Heretics. All 5 down. Exactly what we talked about. 100 Thieves, they're going to get the position, and well, they take control as they have the lead now with 17-second lead.
And man, when you think about it, if they're able to take this game and you look back at this first hard point, it's going to be something in the ballpark of like 120-0, more than likely, with how lopsided it has been here. Unless they can battle through. They have gotten an opening into the hard point. Both streaks have been exhausted from Priesta. You've gotten some time, but maybe not as much as you'd hope for. Tries to grapple in and contest, but can't get across the edges. Sukari's holding it with an ICR. 100 Thieves sitting at 201, 183 for Heretics. Tac 5 in for 100 Thieves.
And the one good thing for Heretics is they've been great on that second hill, and Lucky was already cheating up that street, trying to get that rotation in. But once again, 100 Thieves don't care. They say, you know what, we're just going to fight through this hill, go all the way through the back. Enable, he's going to use that vision pulse. That's going to start to go off, help them on rotation. Sukari's getting close, but at 13 and 17, he's not able to use the vision pulse just quite yet. Well, Heretics, they have early hill control. Octane's going to get taken down on that pinch again. And Heretics, they might be able to hold on.
Well, looks good so far. There's really one remaining player here in Slasher. He gets gone Metals with a big play yet again. Down just 20 points and looking to make a huge run. Octane has his Tempest to use. Going to get it done with the ICR, but the trade instantly follows. Kenny trying to set up the pinch. What kind of timing will he get? Metals has spotted him. He wins the one-on-one, but the trade there right away for Heretics. An opportunity for a lead change.
And look at all the specialists that are coming up for Heretics. They just used attack 5, but that's going to get burned pretty quick on a couple of players on this rotation. You're going to have a one-on-one Methods trying to win this one against Kenny, able to do so. But you still have the Vision Pulse. You're going to get Grav, and you're going to get that War Machine. So this is big. They can win it here on this tree hill.
I think Octane's going to have to hit some shots with the Tempest. He's really the lone thing to combat it until Slasher.
Yeah, Slasher close
until he picks it up. Until that War Machine comes in, Octane's got to hit some shots. If they're going to get through it, he's going to get caught.
Vision Pulse.
2 down, 4 either side. Vision Pulse going to come in. 4 down now for 100 Thieves, and some breathing room for Heretics. Down 10. They can win it here.
Slasher doesn't have that War Machine yet. Here comes that final push. Plus, you have the Crash Slam. No, just a little too early. And he's going to run into a couple of players, but there must have been a big stun because 100 Thieves was just waiting, but they were waiting for this Slasher. He's going to find all 2. He's going to find those players, and that's all dead for Heretics.
They're spawning out. And 100 Thieves only need 5 more points to close it out. Can
Lightning.
they get a contest in? Will the Lightning get them out of the hard point? He'll do it for just a matter of seconds, but it's the flank in from Enable, and the final players in the hard point. 100 Thieves get the victory, but wow, was it hard fought.
I'll tell you what, I mean, you look back at some of these respawns that 100 Thieves has had, the teams have just made some mistakes. Like, they should be losing some of these respawns. Yesterday against Envy, you know, in that map number 1, this map number 1, there's been a lot of situations where not as like clean and comfortable as we expect from 100 Thieves. They've made some early mistakes really on that hill number 2.
You mentioned, we talked about it on Hot Mic, and we've talked with Crowder a bit when we've been playing Blackout and stuff together, and just how much time they've been putting into Search and Destroy. And I think you said yesterday or the day before, like, you know, maybe when you're putting that much time into it, it affects the other game modes a little bit. These little mistakes here and there, could it just be a result of that?
I think it could, like, I don't know, just that decision, right? That decision on that second hill very early in the game. We saw what happened when they go for that as we look at the last, you know, minute of the game. But yeah, it leads to Heretics getting 3 hills in a row and being put into a big deficit early.
It was 3 hills in a row. It was basically they're fighting for the scrap, losing rotation. Fighting for the scrap, losing rotation. And props to Heretics because they held off that first wave time and time again to make sure they got set up and got the opening 30 or so seconds. I thought once Octane dropped here, they were really in trouble, but as you pointed out, Slasher was so close to picking up that War Machine.
So the reason that they all stopped here is I think they were waiting for Slasher. You see Slasher inside of Towels right there, and I was like, well, Methods is going to go. And you see everybody just sort of waiting. And while they wait out the Grass Slam, I'm not sure if Slasher ends up getting a kill. So that kill right there on the Methods, he found an ICR. As soon as he gets that kill, pops the War Machine. Enable finds 2 as well. That's going to be all the kills, and the 100 Thieves able to close out map 1.
They'll retain the final bit of time and take an edge in this series. Slasher, the hero of the final moments with that War Machine. And Jess had a chance to talk with him before we got into the matches.
Thank you, Clint. That's right. And I kind of asked him, well, every time I talk to your teammates, you say, well, we're the best team in the game, but we just want to get better. And I asked, well, where does it go from here? How can you get better from here? And he said, well, we're not perfect yet. We still make mistakes. He also said for this series, he called Heretics one of the best teams in the game and said that they're never expecting an easy win now that they are in what he calls the race for first seed versus United. It is so important. They really want that first seed. On the side of Heretics, I caught up with Journey, and he knows that they're in a tough position. And versus E6 yesterday, he said that they should have won that. And one of their problems, he thinks, is that they need to play more confidently. When I asked how are the team vibes and everything like that, he said, not too good, but we can do it. So that's all I've got. Clint and Joe, back over to you guys.
Thank you, Jess. And yeah, Slasher talked about, they still have stuff to work towards, but it can be difficult for certain teams when you're the team on top. You know, always everyone looking to beat you while you've just been dominating. How many times in your career were you kind of that team to beat? Everyone was gunning to drop you?
Yeah, a couple of times. Not a lot, but
a couple times though.
A couple times.
How difficult is it to prep, just knowing basically you're the favorite in every single series? You're always battling
It's a motivation thing, right? Because a lot of the times when you're practicing, you're working hard, the goal is to be the best team in the world, right? And then you hit that point. It's sort of what's next, and it's try to hold on to that. But even while you have that in the back of your head, you know people behind you are practicing harder, right? Like, it's just what it is. Going into that match, there's going to be motivation. You just came off a tournament win. You're back now at the Pro League. Who do you think has more motivation to win this game? 100 Thieves or Heretics? I can tell you the answer. It's 100% Heretics. 100 Thieves, yes, that #1 seed, so important to them. But when it comes to the Anaheim, they're going to have that confidence. We just did it a few months ago. So, yeah, it's tough. Everybody is gunning for you.
Oh, Joe, yeah, at times you were the underdog story. You know, like, what was it, Ghost Champs? You were going in hoping for a top 8. Somehow you walk away with a second place finish.
That was a championship in my book.
Yeah. Oh, God. Sometimes a loss can be a win.
Nobody was being complacent. Nobody. I mean, I was perfectly okay with it.
Oh, when the paycheck's that big, it
I was fine.
good.
I felt great.
Well, it's going to be S&D on Arsenal coming up next. This is the one the Death thought the searches, they really had to come in and surprise 100 Thieves, but this is where 100 Thieves have been putting the most work, the most practice in. We'll start off with Octane with the Paladin. He's getting information. He's getting out.
Yeah, 100 Thieves put a lot of pressure towards that B site. Bomb being planted for Heretics. We're going to have a 5 versus 5. Watch that number 9. That's going to be Priesta. The hit marker, well, he's just able to find the ankle. I thought Priesta was going to go through vents because Metals was watching it. That was a bit of a trap. But now he's going all the way around towards the flank. They have to wait for him now. Octane's able to find another angle. Priesta does get taken down. There's still a player in the vent. He's going to pop on out. That's Metals. Lucky's able to connect as well. And, well, the individual skill is going to show as Metals finds 3.
And that was, what, a 5v3?
5v3.
5v3 after Octane gets the 2 kills and
I don't know how
the round is flipping on its head.
Like, you have to know, Priesta is going on the flank. There has to be an area open, and why is no one looking here?
Right when we swapped off Octane's POV, he was basically just standing outside a vent hard-aim with the sniper. No one was looking at it.
No, I don't yeah, that's just miscommunication right there from 100 Thieves.
Well, it punishes him, and it punishes him big time. One of the most dangerous spots on the map, and nobody's got eyes on it. And it didn't even seem like it was a timing thing as much as, I think just a comms issue.
Well, I thought at first Priesta was going to jump in the vent, but he went around. I don't know if they thought he went through the vent. I'm not exactly sure, but that was a mistake.
Round 1 to Heretics. Metals. He had, 2 or 3 triples throughout the game, 1 that were huge. Unfortunately, not enough for the W, but within that round, his 3 kills, more than enough to secure it. Nice shot from Lucky. Octane, the man with the first blood in round 1, ripped off the map.
Well, he's able to find his second as well. Slasher repeats him. Kenny does as well. You're still challenging this guy. All right. Well, Kenny, it looks like he found the snipe. Sukri does find Priesta, so a bit of a one-on-one here. But now, Lucky's going to have some help. His methods is right to his right, and, well, this is a clean round for Heretics.
Unable, once again, finds himself in an impossible situation, 1v4. Likely just finding his way off the map, and that's exactly what he'll be doing. 2 fantastic opening rounds for Heretics. The first time you have to battle back in a 3v5. This time you find the 2 first kills, similar to what Octane did in round 1, but Lucky does it this time around, and you play behind that. They're getting it done in a plethora of ways so far.
You know, 100 Thieves, they were down 5-1 yesterday against Envy. So don't count them out just yet.
And the first one was easy. This one's through the flinch, just the snap down. Nice shot.
It almost felt like that player stopped shooting for a second, right? Like, okay, I put the bullets in to get to that position, then I stopped, and Lucky just stood through him. You know, sometimes when that player continues to challenge, it sort of catches you off guard, like, wow, I just shot you. You're really going to challenge this.
Well, he did, and he hit the shot.
I get it.
It looks like they're playing behind a pick from Lucky once again, and he's going to find the pick. Back-to-back first bloods from Lucky. This time, it'll be Kenny that pays. They've got the man advantage, and they've got 3 players here. They've sold this. Everyone now rotating over to B, but look at where the bomb is playing. Down towards the A site.
Well, they didn't commit, and, well, it looks like Octane has a bit of a nade spot. Is that going to connect? It doesn't. And it almost sounded like it skipped in front of the bomb, but Slasher's going to find methods. Nobody watching over him. Yeah, they sold the fake very well, but they didn't continue it. And 100 Thieves figured out, well, there's nobody here. They probably rotated on over. Watch that number 1, though, Journey, starting to work the late flank as they can get set up by this bomb. And Lucky continues to hit snipes as he finds another one on the Octane. And here comes Journey on that pinch.
The pinch is coming in. What will he get? Lucky
he's going to go through lobby. He's actually going around. They have to wait for him. They have to wait for him. The problem is he took a little bit too long. 100 Thieves pushed on up.
Now in a 1 versus 2, wins the first. Almost. How weak was Enable there? He had to have hit him down to 20, 30 HP, but able to finish it. Lucky first death
on Journey, though. I mean, it is. Like, he hesitates. So he was going to go through lobby at first, and he was actually going to flank Priesta behind this. If he finds Priesta, like at this angle, he doesn't get this kill. Right? His teammates can challenge. His teammates are waiting for him. You know, he doesn't go in the lobby. A few more seconds passes, goes around backstairs. Yes, he finds a kill, but they committed, and they found the kill. So then it's a 2 versus 1.
And I think the timing of it on the minimap, he literally would have just had a free kill.
Yep, he would have.
And Priest in the back, but instead Priest gets 2. It can be a game of seconds, and that was absolutely an example of it. Lucky finally died, but he's still 5-1, having a great map 2 thus far. One tucked behind bomb, Sukri holding in the back. That stun is going to hit. He's going to play behind it.
Gets hit everybody.
Gets the first, tries to challenge more.
He doesn't know Priest is deep in that.
Yeah, I thought he was just going to get 1 kill and back it up, but to be fair, he stunned basically everybody outside of Slasher, who was on the other side of the map.
Yeah.
EMP up over the top.
That's just for information. They're still here, right? There's no rotation, so we can call out to Methods that we still have presence. He doesn't have to come out of vents.
Great timing. Catches Slasher rotating. Another player drops. Priest now in a 1 versus 3 in top window. He's got 30 seconds to either find the kills or work the plant or find his way off the map. Not an easy gunfight with Sukri. Now Sukri re-challenges with the ICR. You'll take that gun at that range any day of the week. Closes it out. Another nice round from Heretics.
Yeah, it just starts with that stun. I mean, he does get a little over-eager in challenge, but they get all that information. The EMP's going to tell them, hey, they're still at this site.
Well, he probably would have got 2 if he didn't. If he realized there was one more tucked away in the corner. Hands over their eyes.
But this
meeting
is
their maker.
A very clean search and destroy for Heretics so far.
What did you say the comeback was yesterday?
5-1.
Aggression up towards mid-map for Heretics. Lucky he's been finding success with the sniper just about everywhere. That time, a door will be his enemy. Inside of vents, I believe, is Slasher. It's Sukri on the other side, and Slasher's just going to back on out.
So you get this mid-map pressure. It's great from Heretics, but you don't do a lot with it. Now you have 30, 40 seconds shaved off the clock. Now what's the play? And while 100 Thieves is just playing around this information, they're sort of sticking to their default setup. Maybe the only difference,
shot.
You have Slasher set up. Octane's able to find that first blood. Nade coming in, though, trying to dodge it, able to do so, but Method's going to find Slasher. That's a big kill.
Yeah, honestly, the nade just distracts Octane enough to not look over him that they can just push him out and get the kill. The rotations come in from the remaining players. One's going to be watching the flank in Kenny. Lucky finds another pick behind this Paladin. Octane with a counter grenade, and he hits the snipe. It's 3 in the round for Octane. 3 versus 2 to 100 Thieves. Only 15 seconds to work with. They've wrapped it towards B.
Get another decision where you have numbers if you're Heretics and 2 players leave. If you play with numbers there after Lucky hits that second snipe, you can trade out. You might win the round. Now you find yourself in a 3 versus 2, a tough situation to defend this bomb.
Yeah, you feel fine about the decision as long as you get the round W. Octane with only 1 in the
Methods
chamber.
might find a timing through middle of the map. Is someone going to pick this up? Okay, he's not going to it. Now they have to check the bomb. They have to check it. There it is. And how do you challenge this? You just can't. Bomb's defused.
100 Thieves get the defuse. They have the advantage to stick the bomb. And Heretics can't clutch up in the 2 versus 3. But yeah, it seemed like you were frustrated in the sense of just play their numbers once it was, what was it, a 4v3 after
it was a 4 versus 4, and then Lucky hits this snipe, and they rotate away. And I get that, but the problem is Methods is still stuck. Lucky ends up getting picked as well. I think Lucky was trying to help Methods get out with his life, where maybe he should have just left. So maybe it's just not the team decision, maybe Lucky as well. But that's now 2 rounds where if you're Heretics, little things, this could be a 5-0. This could be 5-0 Heretics.
Well, to be fair, one of those was a 3v5, though, too.
Yeah, that's true.
But I agree.
All right, 4-1, still better. Still better.
Bomb going down at A now for 100 Thieves. Methods pre-fires the edge, gets the kill, finds another one as well. Early 5v3. Octane hits a ridiculous snipe, but is it going to matter? It's a 2 versus 4 now. Slasher's found a timing up through mid. Can he catch anybody off guard? He can. He finishes the kill. Now a 2 versus 3. Much more manageable, but the trade comes in. Slasher's going to drop Octane. He's just world-starring people.
What is going on?
These snipes he's hitting are just outrageous. but can he actually win the round?
Well, he's on a
if he does,
spree.
it's
he
all
might
for
just
naught.
play for streaks, right? He might just try to get the bomb down, maybe run away, just play around his points. Might just camp a corner, or he's going to run into 2 players, and well, his streak's gone. I thought he was just going to play his life 275 away.
The 2 snipes he hit were absurd, but they don't matter at the end of the day. This has been a good display of high-level sniping, though, between what Lucky and Octane have been able to do. It's certainly not the entire game, but they have been special. Well, Lucky was on a 5 streak to start. Octane just ended his 5 spree. I think I started. Is that Clay screaming back there during a scrim?
And now Method 75 off of streaks. Kenny right now dropping a donut at 0-6, and he was one of the players that helped them turn it around yesterday. Heard in the interview, he was making a lot of those shot calls. His team was trusting him. 100 Thieves getting aggressive towards this site. A little bit of a different look at this B defense, and well, it doesn't really matter. That's all 5 dead.
Jeez. I was about to say, you're not going to get any streaks, but it won't matter as everybody just drops in the inferno towards the B site. 100 Thieves can't find any success there, and we'll see the best play from Journey. Finishes one weak player, slides to the edge, a couple line up. A lot of damage output there from Journey to secure the round. And now you need, what, 4 straight out of 100 Thieves if they're going to take this map too.
And now S&D just yes, it was a 5-1 comeback yesterday, but going down 5-1, it's not good. That's not your plan. So, we're still seeing a lot of weakness in their search and destroy. And I think if they want to continue to win titles, this has to turn into a better game mode for them.
Octane looking for the shot towards the B side. He spotted nothing as of now. I think he just got a poor timing as he just would have been able to see Journey as he finally peeked the edge. As Journey pushed up, though, he got a lot of information. Nobody's home, so they're going to be able to stack towards this site. Kenny with a big one-on-one. That's his first kill of the game, but a huge entry point. They haven't watched Vent before, and it's cost him, and that might have been the case there, but at least Enable able to trade it out quickly to keep the advantage into their favor.
Kenny almost finds his 3rd kill of the round. You love that confidence, though, from Ken. Like, starting down 0-6, there's some players, as Journey finds an opening, able to get the bomb planter. There's some players who slow down, don't challenge. Gunfights, he continues. Now it's Metals in a 1 versus 2. They're both challenge him. They're going to find him. 2nd round for 100 Thieves.
But you get the what? You get the lightning for Heretics, which could be big in the final rounds, seeing as they only need to get 1 more. So now if you're 100 Thieves, you're likely relying on them to get a poor usage out of that if you're going to make this comeback happen. But maybe that's all they needed, Kenny to get a little something going, and he turns it around. That's how you get the comeback.
Well, obviously yesterday when they played Frequency, it's a bit of a smaller map, but I noticed early on, even on defense, when they started bringing the comeback on, they were just playing a lot more together as a unit. So maybe that's just what they need. Like, Kenny just sort of, hey, let's stick together, start challenging. We just saw in that last offense, all 5 were at the same bomb site. Once again, you have a lot of map positioning for 100 Thieves. You have 1 player already pushed up in Priesta towards their lobby doors.
And you've got, what, 2 snipers out right now, right? Because Octane just got legged. Slasher's got one out towards A.
Lightning.
That'll be the streak usage, which will come out empty, but it will give them site control onto A.
And right away, Enable just throws that nade. Great play from Enable. That's the way they know that they're playing around that A site, and they find that first blood.
They're getting back on the plant, though, now. Halfway to getting it done. Bomb will get planted. Kill gets finished, though, by Slasher. Nice shots onto the heel of Metals to make sure you keep the advantage now in a 5v3. Lucky's going to have to hit some shots. He hits the first one, but they're on it. It's halfway there. They've got to go. He's on the bomb. He tries to jump outside the map.
He lighted him.
He gets a hit marker, but the defuse goes through. I don't know if he hit him or the guy behind the bomb.
I don't know.
He hit
Can we
one
see
of
a
them.
replay of that? I don't know. If
Can we check that again? Is that possible? I just want to see who he hit, because that was almost nuts. Jumping outside of the map to try and finish the kill. I just couldn't tell which he hit, because there were two.
Oh, it's right here, actually.
Yeah.
Never mind. Oh, yeah, it was the bomb diffuser. That was.
Wow.
Yep. It's that prone animation. His legs are like in the air, right? Like, look at his legs. Like, his legs are in the bomb.
Oh my God, that is so close to being one of the cooler search and destroy plays you'll see. Outside the map, tries to get him, but legs him. Valiant effort, but the comeback story is still alive and well for 100 Thieves. 1-5 yesterday, 2-5, the comeback they need today. Now just 2 more needed. They've stacked it up towards mid-lobby. Slasher, Paladin in hand. Did he spot him? Now he certainly did.
And he knows there's 2 here. They have vents pressure as well. If they want to go through vents, maybe cut these guys off.
They almost get a nice little bait and switch there to catch him.
All right, they're going to head towards the B site. They're going to keep Slasher here. They still have that same setup where you have Journey on the bomb site. You have 1 player towards that back ramp. They have to find Journey. There's the first blood. Journey tried setting up the stun that we saw him do earlier in the game. Heard that stun go off. Methods, though, able to catch out Slasher. We saw that showdown towards the A site. Bomb not planted yet. Now 5 versus 3. Octane watching over him, though. Priest is able to find another one. 2 versus 3.
And I know there's one on the flank. Goes for the quick scope yet again. He's at mini in this, but it's going to be Strife out to combat the flank. Sukri trying to get the push on the other end of things. He will fall 1 versus 3 now for Methods. And he's about to run into the pistol of Octane. The trigger finger fast enough, and Priesta gives him some help. Now 3 in a row for 100 Thieves, and that brings us to around 11.
And once again, like, I don't know, they're just playing much more as a unit, much more cohesive, pushing things out. As it does get a little bit scary. They are at a man disadvantage, but Octane hits a snipe, and then Priesta, they just fly.
Well, I thought once Kenny dropped in the front, they were in trouble. But then, yeah, Octane hits another, that's what, 3 or 4 like jumping quick scopes he's been able to hit in this. And that one actually leads to a round win. He hasn't hit that, and they're still able to play the back. That's a lot more difficult to deal with. Priesta likely then in a 1v2 instead of being able to isolate one top ladder. And Priesta gets himself very close to streaks. He's having a special game too. He's 10-6 right now. He's in her double digits. Can he get the streaks for this final round? Will that come into play?
You have a lot of I mean, there's 3 players here from both teams inside. Plus you have Methods and Vents. Methods could be the difference maker for his team. Kenny, though, he's going to find one, enable with another. Now Methods is going to fly on out. Journey, Methods, they both find kills in the middle of the map. So the hard counter was there from Heretics.
See, what is this?
What?
These shots he's hitting are ridiculous. Another one. But now he's got to do the rest. 1 versus 2 gives himself a chance. I just want to shoot like that for 10 minutes. Just one day for 10 minutes. That's all I ask. He gets a Maddox to work with.
Oh, bad time.
He's going to get caught. He's going to drop. And Heretics, they'll win the search and destroy. We're tied up 1-1. That shot was nuts, though. Lord.
And that's the problem with going down early in search, like with this big of a deficit, because if Heretics just calls a hard counter like they just did, the game's over, right? Like, same thing could have happened yesterday when Envy's up 5-1, where they call a hard counter around, they catch 100 Thieves off guard.
Well, Heretics played them tough in the game 1, but couldn't close it out. They're able to do that, though, in the search and destroy, despite the comeback effort from 100 Thieves. But it's the Control coming up next. Who will be able to take the series edge? And we have returned to the CWL Pro League. I'm sure you missed us terribly, but we're ready to hop into map 3. Heretics do what they need to do thus far. They get the search and destroy win. The question is when or where will the respawn game come? They had a chance in that map 1, but just couldn't quite get it done. But I think they showed us that they can go toe-to-toe. We've talked about the skill all year. They were rising to the occasion, just came up a little bit short.
I'm actually interested as well. Like Journey sort of, based on what Jess said, that the team vibes right now aren't at the best, or aren't their best right now. I wonder, going into that last roster when they appeared, we obviously don't know, what Spanish talents are out there. Like, are they one player away from being a potential top 3 team in the world? Is that something they think about, going into Miami, going into champs? Because we've seen them improve every single open event, but do they believe that they can win an event with this roster? Obviously, for North American teams, we have a ton of insight, and we can ask those guys. We have a ton of history with them. It's a little bit different with Heretics.
Oh, no, exactly. Like,
yeah.
I need to start playing Blackout with them or something. I feel like I have so much more insight when something's gone wrong or a team's breaking down with the North American team sometimes, just because I'll game with them more often or chat with them from time to time, and not as much. And when their tweets do go out, a lot of times they're in Spanish, and it's not really about the team drama per se, and there may not be that much there, but if the vibes aren't that good, I'm curious as to what's going on.
I'm just here, it's something that I think, they're a middle of a pack team right now. Like, they're there, but we know their ceiling. They've had.
Well, I'd say they're better than middle of the pack. I mean, top 8, top 6. I mean,
that's middle of the pack. Top 8's middle of the pack.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, you're right, Joe.
I know.
Top 6, though.
Okay.
Top 6. I'm taking ibuprofen, Joe.
Well, that's their ceiling, though, right? And then they lose to Optic and United.
Yeah, okay, Joe, what I said was stupid, and you're correct, okay? I'm not good at math.
Okay. 8th is in the middle of 16.
Yeah, as soon as I said that, I was like, oh, I'm dumb. All right, well, into the control we go. I'm going to need a TI-83 calculator up with me from now on in order to punch out these calculations when we're going through stuff, Joe.
What? All right, yeah, we'll get you one.
100 Thieves have broken through. They leave one person on A to slowly push the point as the rest are trying to get map position up towards mid and the backcourt. Nice shots from Kenny over the top to pick up one overpass, but there's still a presence there. They're also able to finish A. Journey, Metals, and Lucky go big to make sure that the back of their spawn doesn't get flooded and there's not as much of a two-pronged attack in the opening moments as the transition happens to B. But now 100 Thieves with a one-life advantage will start to make their setup.
And we know the way 100 Thieves, based off what we saw in London, they like to play this map offensively. They really take their time on the flank, but as I say that, Enable, he's going to get taken down, but Kenny finds 2, and now they're just flooding the front. They know that they were worried about the flank. They put so many numbers over there, and that's what happens. They sort of recognize the situation. Lucky, he's going to slide on in. Him and Journey do find the first kill. Journey with the second, so that's going to slow things down.
But Kenny is still there. Kenny's in the backline trying to make his presence known, and Kenny wins both. 4 down for Heretics. That's the opening you need. He's 385 off a streak, sorry, 285 off a streak. Still need my calculator. And they're making the zone move. Second bit of production is in. Just doing his best to finesse his life, but they should be able to close it out here. 3 down, 4 down once again.
Will.
Oh, sorry, it does only end up being 3 down. That was one of those was a team kill from 100 Thieves, so they get it within an inch of closing it out, but Heretics able to stand tall. The issue now is going to be lives. It's 11-7. He just sprints at him and punches him.
And I think Kenny got off that hill because he was worried about playing for streaks. He was about 175 away.
You wonder if they close it out there?
Then he finds a team kill. Yeah, it felt like a couple of players. It went from basically 4 players being on that point to 2 because a couple played around that 18. And now when you talk lives, Methods is able to find 2. But it's a 7 versus 4 now with a minute left. They can just play these spawn kills. See Enable and Slasher starting to work the back.
Lucky and Journey have got to go huge, and on the other side, the 2 players for 100 Thieves do as well. Journey's going to drop. Lucky, though, still up and dancing inside of top broken. He's getting chased, though, right now, and the timing works out. Kenny will fall, but it's 2 versus 4 now. It's all on Methods and Sukri to clutch up. Methods watching the front. Sukri, a timing in the back. He knows there's one more back here. Can he win the one-on-one? He just gets a couple shots, I believe, into the light post.
The fire hydrant.
And that's going to cost him. Oh, it was close. It was close. He gets both and a chance maybe to make the play.
Yeah, if that's a 2 versus 2, maybe they'll be able to find that. I don't know how Kenny, where did Kenny go? Did he just push up to the street and like stay in that post corner
I'll be honest,
time?
I was so focused on the front side of the battle that I looked at the minimap and saw him coming through post, and I was like, okay.
He must, I don't know. I have no idea.
It might have been the last guy to spawn up when we were just focused on the front push. But no, it's funny, I was thinking the same exact thing when I saw him there. My first thought was, how the hell did he get there?
How did he get there, right? Yeah.
Because I could have sworn when we first looked at it that you were saying they like to push the flank,
on the flank,
and you were like, "Oh, they're all hitting the front."
He might have been the first person in the front and got to that
just
post
pushed through.
Just pushed through.
That makes sense. Heretics find 2 openers, which leaves Enable really by himself until Octane gets in position. But now it's a bit staggered on the retake. 400 Thieves.
And look what they're doing. They're just setting this up. Lucky's just watching this flank to make sure he doesn't get punished, so they can't get trapped in. A little bit of mind games right there. They know what Slasher likes to do because Sukri just did it as well. Those ICR players, and what this does is this sets up a bit of a B push. The problem, Barista, he goes through broken, able to find 1. And that should be enough as A does get captured by Heretics.
Nice shots from Enable. From top broken as well. Lives basically square. Heretics now need to do exactly what 100 Thieves were able to. See as they start to develop this push. Methods on the other side of things. He's going to drop. It's Kenny that's able to pick him up. So 100 Thieves so far on both ends of things are all right. Heretics hasn't really found that opening yet to get any progression here. Priest is trying to fly off the top of the truck. Will get caught. That'll be 2 down, 400 Thieves, and maybe a chance to start working up this street. But you still have Enable pushed up to the front truck with Octane looking over him. And now maybe you're more worried about just getting Sukri these streaks. The problem is Octane's set up back there like a turret.
Yeah, hit some nice shots through that wall. Enable's trying to find it. You see he's getting a little bit aggressive. Sukri's going to slide on out, maybe just play ice cream. So yeah, he's just worried about his life. Octane's able to find 1. He has to get this kill, able to do so. Has to find 1 more bullet. Not going to find Slasher. His journey does take him down. 17 versus 17 on the flank. You have Metals and Method starting to find that flank, but 3 going to go down. Sukri doesn't find the streaks. It's just Method's back. Bust up, trying to play his life, but 100 Thieves should hunt him down as they do.
100 Thieves just have to trade effectively at this point with this 3 life advantage. Kenny gets 2 from top broken before he falls. Journey has found an opening. He's pushed up almost to Sushi, but Enable is still here. He just slides across, and Slasher picks it up. Someone you feel like has to make one of those crazy plays we see from Heretics all the time. Get that 2 or 3 piece to find the opening.
Yeah, this is really the last push.
But it's been 1 for 1 basically for the last, what, 60 or so seconds.
Well, now it's definitely the last push,
yeah.
and that's going to be it. I mean, 10 versus 3, 20 seconds to work with.
As I say, it's been 1 for 1. It's 5 straight for 100 Thieves. And that is why the lives look so much different. They're not able to do it. So back-to-back rounds for 100 Thieves. And to be fair, I mean, that was a great defense. Heretics never really found an opening. There was no pressure really towards Semi. They couldn't find an opening on the flank. They couldn't find anything through the front with Octane sitting back with the ICR. Enable playing.
You're just hoping Sukri gets those streaks, right? Because that can be an opening, right? If there's someone on that back 18, someone in Sushi, you can place those lightning strike missiles or even a Hellstorm in those areas. But the fact that he's 25 away, doesn't get those streaks is a big deal. Some nice kills by, I believe that was Enable and Octane towards the front to shut that down.
He gets it. That's your opening, right? So 2-0 now to 100 Thieves, and they've got a lot of specialists to work with. Slasher, Kenny, and Priest all loaded up. They want to take the action to B this time. Maybe behind the grab slam over the top. Not even going to need it. Just going to get it done with the SOG. Knows he has Sukri trapped inside of 18. The flank comes in, but Octane's the one with the cover, and he's able to 180 behind the car. Priesta still alive and well. No. Runs out of ammo.
Bullets.
Thought he had another one on the Methods. Nice movement, nice strength, but can't win the fight.
They need to take. That's, yeah, it looks like they got pride here. So Slasher's able to find 1. Just staying alive, finds a couple of kills. And well, the pressure's still here. And the whole point Priesta wanted to do off that breakoff was use that grass slam, get to the 18. He was trying to stay alive for so long. Second tick coming through. But it starts with Slasher here, able to stay alive and find 2 kills. If he gets taken down, they probably go towards that A site.
Journey just got his toes obliterated. And that'll be B finished. Priesta wins his one-on-one at A, and he'll start to capture that. Now you're in a lot of trouble if you're Heretics, because you've got a 100 Thieves player on A. You know there's still a presence towards B in Slasher and Abel trying to push around the front. They haven't even got the Priest yet. He's been doing it all by himself. Finally, they'll get him to drop. But you're up 6 lives. You only need the easier of the 2 points. 3 are currently down for Heretics. This should be map 3 to 100 Thieves.
Yeah, I mean, the point is, like, because they're contesting, they have one player on this. One player can, or they can just lock down this time, but Octane's gonna call in the Tempest. You do have the Tempest out for Lucky. He is able to find one and stay alive. Metals is able to find 2, but the lives, right? There's 2 minutes left because Priesta was on it for so long, right? He was just stopping the clock, and that just gave them so much time to work the flanks.
Wow, I didn't
now
even,
you're at this point.
I didn't even think about that, yeah.
Yeah, Priesta just stayed alive.
There's still 2 minutes, and they have 6 lives. You don't see that often
No.
with that much time left. This is the last chance for Heretics to hold. They've got a border on Flawless. 100 Thieves building up the next push. As they've sent, looks like 3 are going to hit through Old. And 1 up through Ice Cream. Octane just waiting to line somebody up in the back, and that's what you need. Just 1 pick. Now Enable has a lightning strike available. He's going to call that in. Funnel them into literal methods. Wins this gunfight, though, and Lucky does as well. Is that going to be enough, though? 3 versus 7 is where we stand. War Machine out for Metals. He's got to hit some shots.
He's got to hit a lot of shots, and
well,
there's a trophy out there.
Gobble, gobble goes the trophy, but he does enough. He gets away with his life somehow. Now he's 100 off of streaks, but a team kill comes in, and he gets wall-banged. 100 Thieves 3-0 in the control. A splendid display there, playmaking ability on their behalf. But they certainly look the superior team in control. And this is where it's interesting, because that was the one thing when we casted them versus Denial. We heard from Rated that they haven't played control at all. We're going to Gridlock. We're thinking 100 Thieves is going to roll through them, and they end up losing that map. So maybe a bit of improvement from 100 Thieves after at least the one we casted. The control looked a little bit rusty.
Or is it a weakness from Heretics? Because even yesterday they reverse swept, and that starts with a control. I believe it was on Gridlock as well from Enigma 6. So maybe that's a game mode Heretics needs to focus on a little bit more. As well, we're going to take the last minute, but yeah, I mean, there was 2 minutes left when it was an 11 versus 6, and why is that? That's because Priesta just stayed alive for so long on the A site. Yes, they don't get a ton of progress. They only have 1 tick, but it stops the clock.
I can't even think of a time that I've seen that.
Nah, that's like the first, yeah.
Yeah, like I can't think of one time where I've seen 2+ minutes on the clock where the lives dwindled that much.
Well, you got to think, I mean, for Heretics, they know all the pressure's coming from that B side towards the flank, because that's where the capture just came in.
Yeah.
And Priesta was the only one just sitting on the site. He won 2 one-on-ones and uses the grab slam. So they
he
were
got
like,
what? Did he get 3 kills by himself? Was it 2, 3?
2 to 3 kills.
Metals, I thought for just a moment after he got the second and slid away.
Just hits
that'd
his
be enough.
teammate,
Yeah, I didn't realize. Yeah, I didn't notice the
blows
team
up
kill.
Sukri. Yeah, blows up Sukri. I think direct impacts him right there. I think he just hits him in the back of the head.
I thought for a second, I'm like, oh, he can get streaks. They can clutch this. It's going to be like a 3v5. Maybe they can do it, but come up a little bit short. I mean, there were definitely some hard-fought rounds within that, but it ends up, I mean, the end result's a 3-0. But they play them very tough in the hard point. Can they do it one more time?
Yeah, can they win a hard point, right? Can we get to a Game 5 search and destroy? And I would say, like, again, the narrative for Game 1, the narrative for, like, the match yesterday from 100 Thieves, they don't make mistakes when they clutch on up, but we have seen them make some early mistakes, give teams leads. It's just, can those teams close them out?
Maybe looked a little bit more vulnerable when they were in championship form in London, but at times that can be expected, as we've discussed. It will be the Seaside coming up next. I think this is, you said the other day, a map that we don't see 100 Thieves on a ton.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's funny because, you heard Slasher sort of talk about that #1 seed. When Optic was here, Division A, a big goal of theirs was down #1 seed, and that's due to like how the vetoes play out within the bracket. They know how important #1 seed is for that. So that's really what they're fighting for. But also for 100 Thieves and Optic and E United, where can we maybe strengthen our map pool, catch those teams off guard? Because in the end of the day, at the tournaments, they know who they're prepping for, right? Like, they know when it comes down to it, if they play their best, so does Optic play their best, E United plays their best.
Yeah, and we haven't really talked a ton about it yet because the story is just starting now. But we're getting to that spot where every match has always mattered, but now it really, really does, because we're starting to see who are going to be those top 4 teams in either side, get right into playoffs, who's going to have to play, in that play-in bracket sort of to get in. Like, we're down to our final couple weeks. We have this, and then each of the 7 teams has 1 week of cross-play, so there's not a ton left. Like, yes, there's, 8, 9 matches, somewhere in that ball. No, sorry. 7 or so matches per team, we're somewhere right around there.
4, it just depends. Yeah, 7 or 8 after today, 7 or 8. Depending if they have 3 or 4 next week, because then cross division is for sure 4 matches.
Yeah. So you still have a decent amount, but at this point, if you're sitting there and you're looking at your 6 games behind the person in the number 4 spot, it's like, dear God, like we're at the spot we got to win out basically.
Yep. Priesta, he starts off 4-0, 100 Thieves with a nice break. Priesta's got the ICR, not really a weapon you see in his hands too often, but we know with his time on FaZe, with his time on 100 Thieves, he can do it all. Yeah, with every weapon.
He switched roles like 3 times last year, it felt like.
This year,
what do you need me to do?
Well, remember Pro League Qualifier, he switched the last day, right? It was something crazy like that. But yeah, he can do it all. And well, a great start, 6-1. I don't know, Slasher's still alive. Is he going to be able to find some streaks? I know he was close. There's a lightning strike. That is not good for Heretics as we move forward to hill number 3.
Yeah, and Slasher's like, can I just find a gun? Because I can basically toss a bullet at somebody right now, but that's about all I can do.
Needs 1 bullet and a punch. He'll be fine.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a good point. Do it all the time.
Get him! Get him!
Wait,
I think he got it. He got the assist. He got the assist right before he drops, so he got the streak right before he falls. That's not the usual way to get fully streaked out, but it ends up working out for Slasher as he's tucked away in a sneaky corner and does his best Floyd Mayweather
Octane actually spawns all the way in the back, and I don't know if Heretics is going to be ready for this. Kenny's going to find 2, and it's surprise. I mean, they're going to fly at him. That's going to be Methods versus Octane towards his backstage. Octane's going to win it. He just didn't think he was there. That foot race towards the back goes the way of 100 Thieves with a little bit of spawn help, but that's because Heretics was spawning at the old point, but all the kills are the way 100 Thieves, and now you still have 2 streaks to work with, which you don't even have to invest at this time.
Heretics next push up with 50 seconds remaining, but they need to get a break here. But yeah, even if you do, the streaks are the problem, and you're just at risk of going down so massively so early in this game, and I know it doesn't usually matter on Seaside, but still, against a team like 100 Thieves, I think the comeback story is maybe less of a narrative just with how lights out they've been in hardpoint.
Well, Sukri with some nice shots on it. Kenny backs him down. That'll give them the opening at the side staircase. Journey finds 2, but numbers advantage. The way of 100 Thieves with those close spawns, they just keep rotating on in.
Yeah, it'll be just around 100 point advantage.
Now 100 Thieves is already in here inside barrels if they can win this rotation, which it looks like they're going to be able to do as they find 3. Priest is already set up. Can he find Metals? It's on the Slasher. Metals with some nice shots with that SOG. That strafe can be so deadly.
Yeah, that just does not look fun to shoot. It does not look fun to shoot at whatsoever.
That's stock 1. Okay.
It looked like stock 3.
Yeah.
Slasher still has the streaks, but Heretics, they're the ones in the hard point. Streaks not going to help you out a lot here when they're tucked away inside of barrels.
That's a big, I mean, just those kills from Metals were so big to help them win this, but Slasher finds a couple of kills with the cluster, and Metals is the last one left. So it was the opportunity for Heretics to get right back into it, find 40 to 50 points, and instead, behind Slasher, 100 Thieves continues their lead.
Priesta having a fantastic opening to this game, now 14-4. Slasher has been right there with him, and he's got the streaks to work with. Really, look at everybody though. Octane double positive at 12-6. Full team effort at 100 Thieves, and that's when they're at their most frightening. We'll get into our second set of rotations. I think it was 40-6 or so the advantage the first time through. Heretics need to find a lot more success and a chance for Slasher likely to use the streaks. Yep, he's going to opt for the lightning strike. You're going to see them scatter to the wind. That number 1 on the other side wins a one-on-one. It's Octane that's able to pick up a gunfight, so the pinch is still here. The streak gets 2. Priest's grab slam gets a lot of brick, and maybe a chance for the 2 remaining players in steps to make the play. They're not able to do it. Kenny and Slasher cut him down. It's an early opening behind the streak, and now Slasher a chance to get more. He's 10 off of another lightning, I believe, and he's just going to go ahead and call in the War Machine. More streaks for Slasher.
And I know Priest is going to be frustrated with that grab slam. I was watching him streaming, or he tweeted out like, man, my grab slam on land just stinks. So he comes up short again.
Brick wall gun.
Yeah, no, it's always that, or you know, the rock on Hacienda just gets in your way. You clip the corner. There's going to be some frustrating times, but 100 Thieves, yeah, behind the streaks, the Slasher able to break that first hill. We saw Octane who found that kill on the pinch, but that was due to the ping. Slasher was able to call that out. It's now a 150-point lead.
And I'll tell you what, man, Lucky has found no luck inside of this map 4. He's 3 and 14. I mean, we've got, what, 7 minutes of gameplay or so, and he's looking at 3 kills on the board?
I mean, it's not, I mean, seven kills on a couple of players. Metals
That's true. He's not, I guess he's not far behind.
I mean, Metals has played pretty well based on what we've seen. He's going to use the War Machine. Not going to find anything. These 100 Thieves are trying to push through this church area. Lucky Methods finally find some kills. Maybe this a bit of an opening if they can get some momentum. You're never out of it on Seaside.
JP, if you're watching right now, can you let me know what the biggest comeback is on this map? Because I know we've had a ton of 100-plus points. I'm just curious what the largest is. My guess would be somewhere in the realm of probably like 140.
150? I would say 150,
somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I'd be curious now. We just had so many. I just can't.
The problem is, though, is 100 Thieves takes one more crack at that courtyard and they get the kills. So what happens with that, you can see on the left side of the map, they have the spawns for next. They spawn all of Heretics towards that right side. It's going to be difficult.
I would have thought it was possible if it wasn't for the fact that Slasher still had streaks. Because even if they didn't have this rotation, you'd still feel pretty good about 100 Thieves' chances.
They're going to play towards the back. They have to be a little bit careful, but they find the kills. That's 3 down for Heretics. Those players spawn all the way out as they had some mid-map pressure from the last hill.
Oh yeah, they are in no man's land. I mean, that's a 10 to 15 second trek just across the map, and you've got missiles flying at you from the sky. One will target Metals. They can't. Well, they can actually exactly win it here if there's no contest. There, see, I did math.
Proud of you.
They can just barely close it out. Can Heretics get a foot into the hard point to make sure they can't do just that? But they are just running into the stone wall that is this 100 Thieves setup. Now their best chance to slide into contest. They lost control of checkers, but I don't think you actually got it. There still hasn't been a contested side. There you get it for a couple of seconds, so we'll at least see another hard point. But now look at where you're spawning if you're 100 Thieves. Everybody just popped over at the first. They're going to rally towards the back.
Vision Pulse probably going to come in from Enable here. Octane has the Tempest. Yeah, Vision Pulse popped. I mean, you have a lot to work with, though, if you are Heretics. Grab Slam. Methods didn't have the best one towards the end of game 1. Vision Pulse, and well, he was trying to set it up, but the Vision Pulse helps out. That's going to connect with 2. Octane.
Bye-bye.
Yep, he finds all the kills, and that should be the game.
That should close it out. A convincing hardpoint win, and what was a very close series. Unfortunately, the scoreline of map 4 will not reflect how well Heretics played at moments in that. That was just a dominant map 4
maps
100
1
Thieves.
and 2 should have been Heretics. I mean, you know, they find that second map. You just look at the ending moments of map 1, really the difference maker. If Methods is a little more patient with that grab slam and connects with even 1, you imagine they close that game out. Instead, Slasher came up clutch, but games 3 and 4, all 100 Thieves, they look comfortable.
A nice victory for 100 Thieves, still trying to show that they are the top team in the game. For Heretics, though, yeah, yes, you can look at a couple of moments, but I still think it's one of those losses that maybe not feel good about, but still take away some positives from it, just considering the competition.